that wrong. Chipper Bro. I just want to comment on your hair, Chipper Bro.
Oh, thank you.
It looks really good, and you look good. I mean, generally, your general appearance looks good. I want to know, I mean, I love the shirt.
I borrowed these pants because I didn't have anything decent enough to wear, but I'm proud of my shirt. I wore it last show, but I don't think we talked about it at all. Cause,
I don't remember.
Well, see, last show I wore this shirt, and I'm trying out for this job, and they said that I wasn't hired yet, but if I still wanted the job, I'd have to buy like 10 shirts.
Yeah.
And so I was like, damn, buy 10 shirts, and I don't even know if I'm gonna get the job. Okay. And so, well, I got the job, and so now I'm wearing this shirt. Before I thought it was a snake, and I was like, damn, I hope I get that job. I think I'll be transporting snakes, because it was a transporter job. And I was like, whoa, I wonder if I'm gonna get bit by a snake, and at least I'd be able to tell some cool stories at least. But it turns out this is a giant sperm.
So it's kind of a love snake.
And I couldn't wear it when I first got the job. They hired me, and I put on my sperm shirt, and they were like, no, you haven't earned that status.
So you've got to earn the sperm shirt.
Earn the sperm, and that's what they said, because you have to show the company that you can transport stuff quickly and keep your times, you got to get it within half an hour. And if you're there in a half an hour, see, before I was delivering urine and fecal matter and blood. And once I showed them that I could get that stuff to the hospital in time, wherever they were sending it,
right,
then they were like, okay, you're a part of the sperm crew. And we had the ceremony, and my parents were there.
That was a proud moment, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. And because I'm fast, and that's their motto, is the sperm doesn't, the race isn't over at the end of the penis. You got to get that sperm there quickly.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you ever get the sperm there before they were expecting the sperm? I mean, were there ever days where you got the sperm there before they were even open?
I'm telling you, must be reading my mind, because there has been some accidents. You know what? I screw it up all the time, but they never found out about it. In fact, one time when I was delivering urine, so you're supposed to get it there quick, and I was late, and then the urine had gotten cold. And I came inside, you have to enter from like the service area of the hospital, and they have those gigantic microwave ovens. They're like industrial size. And I'm thinking, well, I could heat it up in the microwave. I'll just put it in for a few seconds.
I would thought that too, yeah.
And I did it, just a couple seconds. And I got it out of there, and I was like, damn, it was burning my fingers.
Oh, no.
I had to hand it to the lab tech with potholders.
Lord God have mercy.
She didn't say a thing. Those lab people, they're like robots.
They didn't even notice that it was steaming?
No, they don't respond at all. They're just like, rec number 3974, stamp, hand you back the paper, and you're on your way. Well, okay, I was delivering the sperm crew. Now it's like, no screw-ups. No screw-ups. And I get to the hospital, and I've got this paperwork for some guy's sperm. Horatio somebody. And I'm like looking around. Nothing matches Horatio somebody. I'm looking around. I don't have the sperm. I left it at McDonald's. I had brought my little tote bag in. I don't know. I thought I grabbed everything. I grabbed my bag and my drink, but with not the sperm.
With not the sperm?
And so I'm like, I don't have time to go back to McDonald's. Am I going to get fired? And so I thought, well, I could come up with some sperm. That's not a problem. And so if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't have a car of my own, I had to borrow my brother's old milk truck. He just got a new milk truck. They don't have any doors.
Right.
And so I'm like trying to take care of business to create a sperm sample,
right,
and there's no doors. I'm like, it had a radio, and I was flipping through the channels looking for something like Madonna or something to get me in the mood,
Right, right.
I think I settled for Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers.
Islands in the
Stream.
Oh, yes, that gets me in the mood.
Like running
time.
Water will get you to pee.
Let me tell you.
Islands in the Stream.
Exactly, because if I was a guy and I heard Islands in the Stream, I would get what you
37 seconds, I had my sample. And so,
that's a hot song.
That Horatio guy, he might be happy to know that he only has gonorrhea and syphilis. It could have been worse.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
But the weird thing about this whole company that I'm figuring out, they have accounts with a law firm, and they have an account with a cookie company. So at any given time, my passenger side of the milk truck could have a stool sample
Right.
next to a big basket of cookies, all
Or brownies.
made pretty, brownies. Well, the thing was, I could always steal a chocolate chip cookie every now and then because it was like they weren't counted. They were just in a basket. I could steal like 2 or 3. Well, this one time I was going to deliver a stool sample, and I looked in the mirror just to see if I looked okay, and I had chocolate all around my lips. I decided I'm not going to wipe it off. I'm just going to go in there and see if I can get a rise out of one
the lab techs.
They never have an expression, so I figured, okay, here we go. I walk in there, and I hand her the stool sample. I just look at point blank. Here you go. I've got chocolate all around my lips. And she doesn't do a thing. She just goes, stamps the thing, rec number, puts this over here, and sends me on my way. I'm like, you're not going to get away that easy. I'm like, damn, woman, can't you see I just ate poop?
And I'll bet you got a reaction then, didn't you?
No, she just kind of, she grabbed the paper, did a staple, and turned the other way.